talent acquisition. They will get more people who want to work for them because they're paying well. But when we are paying peanuts, and then we expect to get people that can think and take that business to the next level, we're joking. We're not ready yet. So we've talked about the benefits of scaling. Now we're going to talk about the challenges of scaling. We all know that there's a pro and a con to everything that we do. Managing rapid growth. The bigger the head, the bigger the headache. You are growing, you have more staff. Of course, that will give you more problems. You are growing, you have more customers, you will definitely have more problems. The question that you should be asking yourself is, which book am I reading to create and keep my customers? You see, every problem we have, there's a book for it already. There was a friend of mine that was talking to me. She said she had issues with her teenage son. And I asked her, which book have you read concerning parenting? And she looked at me, is that the book? I said yes. Because most of the things we do, we're doing it by what we saw other people do that might work and might not work. Most of us, the way we turned out is because of our background, the way we were parented, our environment, the people we moved with. That doesn't mean what we are is the best thing. So we have to constantly be looking for ways to manage the problem that we have. There's a book called How to Create and Keep Customers. How to create and win them for life. I'm going to send the picture of the book on the page after the seminar so we can all read it. Maintaining quality and consistency. This is a huge problem. A lot of people, the bigger they get, they start to cut corners. You know, they're trying to make more money, but give less quality. It doesn't go. I'm sure that if you're in Nigeria and you've been using nylon bags recently, you see the quality of the nylon bags in the market. Before you put something in it, it has torn. Am I lying? Even the buckets we are using to have our bath. You use it for 1 week, it is leaking. In fact, I have a friend that said now she imports buckets from Ghana because the quality of the buckets that they are making in Nigeria is so bad that customers are always complaining. And you know, the funny thing is, a lot of these companies are always thinking that, we want to keep the cost low. But if you keep the cost low and you lose your customers, then what? We all understand that the price that we're buying rice 2 years ago and the price we're buying it now is not the same. So we should all know that the better quality you want, you should be willing to pay for more. It is you educating your customers, but not compromising your quality. Like I tell you, when they come in and they say, oh, these things are quite pricey, I'm like, $1. We all spend $1. And I give them an example. I said, look, you travel. If this thing, for example, how much do you think this thing will be in the US? I said, okay, maybe like $20. I said, $20 is already 30,000. He said, wow, that's true. So we need to make them understand the reason for the price increase. But be consistent with your quality, or you would lose both ways. I buy my toiletries bulk in January for the whole year. And recently I just took the Morning Fresh scoring powder and I lifted it up and I saw that, because the container is not transparent, I saw that the content of it was half. It was half. They're trying to cheat me. Why? So this year I didn't buy Morning Fresh. I bought Vim. Imported Vim. I'd rather pay a little bit more and get quality. But you cannot be cheating me and trying to make me feel as if you are doing me a favor. So a lot of businesses will lose customers in trying to keep the price low and then compromise on the quality. At due to changing market conditions, we all know things, is it Nigeria, is it the economy, is it the dollars, it affects our businesses one way or the other. Even the woman selling fish in the market, she'll say dollar until it was okay. Like, what does allow her to do with dollar? And then she said, you import the fish now. Don't let import the fish. Even with the paper that they are selling in Nigeria, they will blame it on dollar because they will tell you petrol products have gone up and transportation is on increase. So we need to look for ways that we can adapt to the market condition. Managing increased complexity. The bigger we get, the more issues we have. If you were running one generator before, now you know that you have more customers. You cannot but have two. One that you are running one on standby. Because your customers don't want to hear, they don't want to hear that, sorry, the reason why we don't have light is because there's something wrong with our generator. Maintaining company culture. Some of us, we try to compromise. You know, you have your culture, you have your guidelines, you have what your staff are supposed to do. But then we'll say like, if we do this, it does not matter. There's nothing like half honesty. Is it that you're honest or you're not? There's nothing like half integrity. Is it that you have integrity or you don't have it? There's nothing like gray. Is it that white or black? So let us maintain our culture in our company and let us communicate it to our staff. There's some things we do not compromise. There's nothing like shortcuts. Shortcuts lead to longer routes at the end of the day. Let us learn to do things properly. Let us have the values written out. Everybody should have it in their staff manual, what we stand for. And then we should always remind our staff when we're having our Monday meetings about our cultures. Key drivers of scaling. We all know, everybody has been hearing AI, artificial intelligence, I mean. There's nothing we cannot do without technology and innovation. As the world is getting better, we must not be left behind. What processes in your business can you automate? That thing that 7 people are doing presently, can we get something that will make it easier, make it faster, make one person do it? Like when I'm doing price calculation for my business, before I used to use calculator to calculate the price and the profit and everything. Now I use Excel sheets. You just put it in and it gives you what you want. So we need to look at technology. How can we use technology to make it easier? What innovation, what new thing are we bringing to the market? You want to do something, you need to learn, ask yourself, how are we going to do it differently? How are we going to achieve a better result? What technology can we use? Can we use computer to do our stock taking? Do we need POS to make our business run better? These are all questions we need to ask ourselves. Process optimization. Process optimization is aimed to identify and eliminate waste. There's something called Muda. Muda is that one person in your company that you can do without. And when you take that person out, you find out that if you spread that person's job to other staff members of the staff, they won't be overwhelmed. I think a lot of us have Muda in our company. People that there's something I always say. If your presence is not felt, your absence can't be missed. There's some reason people in your businesses that their presence is not felt. They're just there. They're just making the number. So when you count, you say, I have 20 staff. But you know, out of that 20 staff, there are 5 of them that you can do without. If you take them out and you spread what they're doing over to the rest of the 15, you will probably get more efficiency. Not less. So we need to look at that. We need to eliminate waste and unnecessary expenses. We need to plug the holes now more than ever. Where is leakage in our businesses? What are those things that are draining our resources? You need to look around and ask yourself, when you get back to your business today, look around. Say, what is taking my money away? Are we budgeting? Do we even know how much it costs to run your business? Do you know how much fuel you buy? Are you sure they're buying the right quantity of fuel? Do you know how long it lasts? Are you measuring? Because what is not measured gets wasted. Are you measuring what is going out? Are you measuring what is coming in? Does it tally? Because if your output is more than your inputs, your business is on the way to redundancy. We need to continuously check on this. Eliminating redundancies, streamlining the workflow, improving communication. You know, sometimes we go for meetings and you say, do you understand what I said? They say, yes. Do you understand what I said? They start saying yes. Don't read that communication one way. Ask them, can you repeat to me what I just said? Of these things that I said about us improving our customer service, can you please tell me 2 things I just said? Can you please tell me 2 more things? If you are just standing in front of your staff and you are talking to them, you are talking at them, you are not talking with them, it's going to be an issue at the end of the day because you're not communicating well. There's a book by Dr. Agbaje that is called How to Communicate with Love. Sometimes we are communicating in such an aggressive manner to tune off. I remember when I first got married, and I'm having a discussion with my husband, and he's saying something. I'm sure a lot of women do this. We just tune off because your intuition is tuning me off. Because we keep forgetting that communication is in 3 ways. It is 55% body language, the way you are behaving. It is 35% intonation, the way you are saying what you are saying. And it's only 7% what you say. So if you're just talking to me, all I'm hearing is 7%. If that's body language, it's not going along with the intonation. And you're just saying what you're saying. I won't listen to you. I'm sure some of the women here can relate to this. When you were growing up, maybe you did something to your mom, and then you say, Emma Bimoma, and then she still beats you, and she said, Mobo Shen. You said Emma Bimoma, she heard that Emma Bimoma, but the way you were behaving is not showing Emma Bimoma, so she will slap you, Mobo Shen. Or you said that Emma Bimoma was just offhand. But the minute you kneel down, that body language, already she has calmed down. You know, sir, Emma Bimoma, intonation, everything is 100%. But some of us, we just want to communicate with the Lord. I'm the boss. So you hear what I said, anybody that comes to work, you can come and you're off. And you think you've communicated. You are not. They did not hear part of what you said. So we need to read communication. How to communicate with love. Sorry, that book's still there, or we've merged it. It's still there. Dr. Abib has a book for all the problems you have. Just buy. The book stand is at the back, so when we're done, you get going. You get going. Then 5 steps for optimization. Identifying the process. Can we go on? What exactly do we want to do? Let us identify it. Tell them what they need to do. Rethinking and analyzing. Okay, we're doing this already. You know, some people will be like, but it's there's nothing like that. There's nothing like, this is how we've been doing it. We need to rethink this thing that we're doing, this present economy. We need work. Let us analyze. Is it giving us what we want? You know that thing you were doing 20 years ago that was giving you results, but you're giving me -0 now or -20. Okay, we're here today because that's marquee outside, you know, that big hall outside is being redone. And when I came and I saw Dr. Abib, and I said, what, you are building up? He said, yes, that marquee gets dirty. And then they need more AC to cool it down because it's a marquee, so the sun comes directly in. So we are rethinking it, we are redoing it. We need to do that. We can't say, artificial money, this is how it's going to be. So there's no room for improvement. We spend so much. I'm sure they spent a lot of money on the market. But to get that profitability that you want, you need to improve. Do it better. Do it differently. Learn how to do it differently. The way we were brought up, the way our parents parented us, if you try it with these children of this generation, you will get zero. You can't be saying, this is how my mom brought me up. She will just slap me up and down. And you think that you can slap your children up and down. You cannot. So everything that we're doing that is an old process, we need to reevaluate, reanalyze, rethink, developing and testing optimized process. Okay, so we're getting something new and introducing. You won't just say this is the new thing. Let us see how it works. Then let us come back after 1 week and then see what we can tweak differently. So we need to develop new things. We need to optimize it. We need to see what works and what doesn't. We're not going to say, oh, okay, it's a new process. We're doing it differently this time. So automatically it will work. It is not everything new that is good. Do we understand? Okay. Implementing automation, I talked about that. Introducing computers, introducing things that will make less people needed. So the overhead is less. When I went to, which country was it? I think it was Paris. I went to a store that was completely automated. There was nobody there. The goods were there. You will pick what you want. You will go to the register, you will scan it, you will put your card in and you will go out. Completely no staff. So we need to start thinking like that in our businesses too. What can we do that will make us reduce the staff and increase the efficiency? It's not just reducing staff and reducing efficiency and reducing profitability. We're thinking what can we automate that will get us a better result and better profit. Monitoring and continuously improving. We've introduced something new. We've told them to do it. Are we checking? Delegation is not abdication. Some of you say, but I've given you to do, but you have to check. What is not checked doesn't get done. You may not have to do it personally, but then there's a grade to this thing, there's a structure. Who is in charge of this group? Have you checked? Because I told you to do it, that doesn't mean you will do it right. Like when I was growing up, my mom taught me how to make a bed. She didn't just say, go and make it. She showed me. And she didn't show me once. She showed me several times until I got it. So because we've introduced something new, that doesn't mean that they will automatically get it. Because you know, the funny thing is we think it is common sense. What we don't understand is common sense is not common practice. And believe me, common sense has drastically reduced. Yes, that is why you have to, on a continuous basis, train your staff. The kind of people you want, they're not ready-made. But there's a criteria to picking from the lot. Like if you go to academic suites, everywhere there they're saying, we don't teach our staff to be nice. We simply hire nice people. You can't teach people to be nice. If somebody is cruel or mean, there's no amount of training that will make that person a nice person. And then there was a book I read that said, if you are continuously training your staff and you do not get the results that you want, there's a very high probability that you have the wrong set of people. You cannot send your dog to Eagle School or lay fool. Some of us have dogs in our businesses, and we want them to fly. To where? I talked about zero-based thinking on the platform that, and somebody asked for the explanation. Zero-based thinking is, you've done all the processes to hire your staff. You know, when they come for interview, they give you the best. Ah, I'm wonderful, I'm a team member, I can multitask, I can do, they give you all the nicest. And then you hire them, and you find out that they're not one third of what they say they are. And then when we're keeping them, we're holding them because we're thinking, ha, if they go, who will replace them? What we need to understand is the universe does not have a vacuum. When they leave, people that better will come. But you hold on for so long, your hand is full of yesterday's garbage. How can you receive today's blessing? Because you are afraid that if you let them go, you will not get something better. It's a lie. The better you get, the better the quality of the people you attract. Just keep working on yourself. So if the viewer is thinking, now I know that she's got, she cannot really do of all those things that she said. Fire them. Fire them. There's nothing wrong with starting afresh. But in order for you not to start afresh, get that book, How to Run a Business That Thrives in Your Absence by Dr. Agbaje. There's a book for everything. Even hiring the right team members is in that book. How to conduct an interview is in that book. What to look for is in that book. So let's not be wandering in the dark when there is no in front of us. Your company, because your culture is different from where they're coming. Your company, because your culture is different from where they're coming. And I hope you know that this thing we are doing, I keep saying this, we are 1% of the 1%. After a while, when you're having conversation, you will even find out that there are very few people that can relate to what you're saying. If you continuously come from 110, you will find less people that will understand you. Because a lot of people are not developing. People are not growing up. One year by year. You are growing old, you are not growing up. A lot of people are not doing that. 90% of the people in the world are not reading. And they tell you, they say, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. Because you know, most people want to read it. Right now, I've mentioned like 3, 4, 5 books. How many people will go and buy it? How many people will have it? How many people will even stop by them? Even with the we that we're here, that we claim to be self-developing, some of you will still not buy the book. Some of you will still not read it. You know, I saw Dr. Abib in January, and I was so excited. I told him, I said, sir, I've started my generosity list. I went to the bank. I told him to automate it. And he said, that is fantastic. But you know, most people don't do it. Not even most people in Nigeria. Most people that heard it in the seminar will not do it. And by December, you wonder why you are still struggling. When they are showing us the way, they said, do this to make your life easier. You boycott that thing, you go around it, you don't want to do it. And you want your life to be easier. Me, I want my life to be pleasurable. Not even easy, pleasurable. So anything he says, may I take, and I couldn't go and do it. Because in government somebody that is telling you, and you are looking at him, and you see that those things that he's teaching us, he's working in his life. So what is wrong with you? If we see that it's not working for him, then we'll say that he doesn't have any right to be telling us anything. But it's working for him. When we started 110, it was a short time, that was the only hotel we had. I can remember the first seminar I went for. I climbed the stairs with my hand because there was no railing. Now we're talking academics with Oshosami, academics with Onlyfemo, academics with all. So what more evidence do we need? Well, we don't listen. Like my mother was saying, let us not let them call you and make you thinking yourself forcefully. Stop doing yourself. You know they say it's a lot that I speak a lot of Yoruba. I'm sorry, because you know you hit differently. You hit differently. When you're speaking it in English, you can still understand. But in Yoruba, you know, You see it more. For you to get good people, you have to pay well. Have you? You have to pay well. So you looking shiny, the academy sweet people. Skin. I mean, I love skin. Hair, is it okay? Beautiful girls. They're not big peanuts. So we're looking for the best talents, but we're ready to pay 25,000. You will get. Keep searching. Strategic partnership and collaboration. You know, right now more than ever. I know Dr. Abib is always saying partnership is double the trouble and half the profit. But partnership does not necessarily mean partnership, it could be collaboration. You are a team, you're sewing, and then you are collaborating with the person selling fabrics. You are telling her, I sell fabrics, so you sew. So when you refer customer, I give you commission for referral. You will get more. The tailor my husband is using now was referred to him by the woman that was selling his fabrics to him. He didn't know him from Adam, but he just said, well, they're laying a couple miles shorter down. It sews very well. And then he's using it till tomorrow. So we should look at our businesses and ask ourselves, how can we collaborate? Who can we collaborate with to get a better result? Data-driven decision making. Some of us, we just make decisions. We're not checking. We're not using data to make that decision. I think there was a story I heard. I think it was in 110 so that there was this man. He wasn't even educated. He's an illiterate, but he has petrol stations, and he wanted to have another petrol station, and he had two options for the location. So what he did was he put one person in one location and put somebody else in another location and told them that count the numbers of cars that goes by every day. And he did that for a week. And he found out that that location had more cars than this location, and he chose that. That is data right there. You don't have to be PhD, LSB, BSB to be able to do that. That is just common sense. But like I said, common sense is no longer common. So the decisions we make, are they data driven? Scaling framework. For us to scale, we need to assess and identify areas for improvement. That is why having a mastermind group is also very key. Once in a while, invite your mastermind group to your business. Let them look at your business from the eyes of an outsider. Those things that you say every day that you think is okay, somebody might be able to point it out and say, don't you think you should do this differently? It could be a chair that is uncomfortable, the AC that is dripping, or something that we don't see because we're so used to it. You know, after a while, you just get used to something. And you don't see it. We need to constantly access and check and identify how can we improve? Where can we improve? And list it out. And then ask for other people's opinion. Ask for your customer's opinion. I know that academic situations if they're doing an elevator, right? Because customers were complaining. Fourth floor is too, a lot of people are not healthy. They don't exercise. If you're an under 10 person, you know that exercise is what we should do daily. So to climb a flight of 2-3 steps is a wahala for a lot of people. And the people they are serving are not 100% customers. So they need to dance to the tune and improve. And you know why they're able to improve and buy an elevator? Because they have the money. Some of us, all the money we are making, we're putting it back in the business. There's no reserve, there's no financial freedom account anywhere. So even when the customers suggest, we don't have money to do it. And we wonder why. What is happening to us. Strategize and set clear goals. Everybody that was here in December, we were asked to write our goals for the year. What are your goals for your businesses? It's not just personal goals that we're going to write. We're going to write goals for our businesses, and then we carry our team members along. These are our set goals. This is our target for the month, target for the week, target for the day. And then when they're helping you achieve those goals, what are you doing? Is there any kind of remuneration? Is there any compensation? Is there any profit sharing? Is there any commission that they get? Because if I know there's something you need for me, I will do something about it. Recently, I went for my 35-year secondary school living thing. And I went from one person to the other, telling them about what I do. I gave them the card. And I also told them, I said, look, even if you don't need it, you might have an uncle or a brother or a cousin that needs it. There's a referral commission. Do you know that 2 of those people in that gathering has referred 2 people that wants to do an hotel to me already? And I'm talking generally. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. There are people around you that can help you, but you're not saying anything. You're saying, I think you should actually, it's my time, I should know what I'm doing. No, they don't know. I said, do you know what I'm doing? I'll tell you. Every single one, I exhausted my card in that gathering because I didn't go there to just pass. I went there to make money. Every opportunity is a marketing thing. If I ask you now, did you bring your cards? It's 110. A lot of you will say no. You did not bring your card. And they're like almost 50, 60 people here. Abby, if I can count well, who do you know that is here that can help your business? That knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that is the connection you need. You know, they always say that we are 4 people away from anybody we want to meet in the world. Have you heard that before? 4 people. Anybody you want to meet in the world, Abby? Is it 4 or 5?
7.
7. It's 5. Some people say it's 5. Some people say it's 7. So just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 6, 7. From anybody you want to meet in the world. How easy is that? And we're not taking advantage of it. Because we're thinking, we know them now. They know what I do. No, they don't. Reintroduce yourself. Anywhere you go this year, reintroduce yourself. Give your card to your friend that has been your friend forever. Tell your friend there's a referral commission. You know this referral commission thing and royalty card that I do? It was remembered in Oshosani. Dr. Abib said, you want your friends to refer people to you. What is the need for them? He said you need to look for how you are going to compensate the person referring someone to you. So you can even bring it into your business. You're doing your pricing, you want to put that 5% referral because you're thinking it is somebody that would refer. If you refer me to a job now and I get 20K, I'll just carry your business on my head. Carry your matter for head, because I'm thinking, 20K. At least that will buy me credits. So if I'm carrying the matter for head, my credit is sorted for the year. You know, there has to be something in it for the person referring. You know, there's nothing for free. Have you heard that before? Well, I carry 110 is free. The only thing we want from you is for you to become generous billionaires and make Nigeria a better place. Okay. Optimize systems and implement process improvements. To optimize your system, optimizing system means modifying system performance to amplify its functionality. And there are 8 things that I wrote here that will help you modify your system. Number 1 is set goals. Set goals, we've talked about that. You know the tripod for success. Does anybody know? Tripod for success. Does anybody know what the tripod for success is? Yes.
focus, it's
Gratitude. You know why I was looking at her? Because she's my staff. And yesterday we still talked about this. We were using 101 Golden Nuggets by Dr. Abibola Bitoye, and the first chapter. I always ask them to read it in the meetings, and then we discuss it. So that is why she knows it. She said it's goals, focus, and gratitude. You see that gratitude? A lot of us underestimate it. It is too powerful. Your gratitude journal, being thankful for the little things. You know, there's this affirmation that I say when I go for my walk. I am grateful, I'm thankful for all my blessings, big and small. You know, last weekend I was going for my walk and I said that thing. That spirit said, which of your blessings are small? Is it food on your table? Is it clothes on your back? Is it the fact that you can get up and walk? Is it that you have a house to live? Is it the peace of mind? Is it peace in the country? Which of your blessings are small? And immediately, I started saying, Astaghfirullah. I ask for forgiveness, oh Lord. These things we take for granted, they're not small blessings. No, it's small. No. Ask people in Ukraine what peace of mind is. We take too much for granted. And you see, of these three tripods, goals, focus, gratitude, I know we all have goals, we all focus. That gratitude, gong, is the one that we don't do. We don't do enough of. We're not grateful enough. We complain too much. Oh, when I saw what, go and ask people in that are freezing. Last December, I went to see my children and I went for a walk. And when I came back, I couldn't open the door because my hands were freezing. I had to be banging on the door. That's how cold it gets. And then we're here. They say, what are you doing? What's it? We're always complaining. We're not grateful enough. Please let us stop doing that. Number 2, improve existing processes. Automate processes. Invest in the right tools. Invest in the right tools. Some people were still doing it the archaic way. We're doing it brick and mortar. We're not doing it, the proper way. We have a construction going on at the back of my house. And then one day I was there and I was observing the bricklayers working and I saw that they were using buckets to carry the rubbles. And the next day, the bricklayers that were 10 would reduce to 2. So I had to tell my husband, this engineer that is supervising this work, he's not doing it well. They don't have wheelbarrows. They are using buckets. And every day the laborers, they are running away. Because you can imagine carrying buckets and boulders in buckets and put it into your shoulder. The next morning you won't be able to wake up. So the next thing, when I said that I sent him a text, and when I was going out, I just saw 6 wheelbarrows. And then since then, nobody has been running away. So let's have been as easy as something small. Something small. Recently, I changed my roller shutter in my shop to a folding door. And they came from the government place and they said, well, I'm not supposed to do that. I said, do you know how many of my staff that have left because of this roller shutter? They will carry you today. Next tomorrow, they will say their chest is paining them. I've lost good staff because of it. If you are going to take me to the court, take me to the court. And your end of my transaction with you is at the end of this year anyway. But maybe you will I will do it. So there's some small things, small, that we think is insignificant, inconsequential, that it is consequential. We need to access and check, evaluate your resources. The money coming in, the one going out, how far? Are we keeping some? Do we have a sinking fund? A business without a sinking fund will soon sink. Sinking fund is a portion of your profit that you keep aside, that you don't put into your business for future goals and plans. Some of us were still in a rented space. For you to get out of a rented space, you need a sinking fund for your building projects. It won't just happen. Ọlọ́run á ṣe, yes, Ọlọ́run máa ṣe. And He has given us all we need to be able to do that thing that we want to do. God has already given you. Stop lying on God. Sometimes it's not the devil, it's decisions. The decisions we take, the actions, our inaction, is what is causing all the problems we have. It's not always the devil. Stop casting the devil. Sometimes you are the devil. Yes, now. You know, we always want to blame other people for the problems that ails us. We don't look inwards. Most people don't look inwards. They're not asking yourself, how am I contributing to this? What can I do differently? We want to automatically blame the devil. May God deliver us all. Stay informed. What is new in your industry? Which association are you supposed to belong to? What courses are you supposed to take? What books are you supposed to read? What seminars are you supposed to attend? Attend some paid seminar. Not everybody is on the team. There's a seminar in your industry, pay for it. Get the information you need. Get outside perspective. I just talked about that. You have a mastermind, you have some trusted customers. Ask them, what do you think about my business? What do you think we can do differently? What can we change? What can we remove? What can we add? What can we deduct? You know, sometimes the result we want is more from subtraction than addition. Some things that you are doing that are not working. It's not every time you have to add something new. Sometimes you remove some things. Look at it through critical eyes. Ask for other people's opinion. Create an ongoing plan. Goals for 3 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5-year goal. The last business meeting that we had with Dr. Abib, he gave us the miracle check. In Ibadan, he gave us and he said, write the amount you want and write the date. In Abuja, he gave them and he said, in 3 months, what do you want? So you know that probability map, they are going to people will achieve the goal, they will get, give them one. And that is improving strategy. I'm sure he just got to Abuja and thinking, okay, I'm going to tell this once 3 months because we were the first. And you know how it is with experimental children. Sometimes they don't get all the good stuff. You know how it is with your first child. It's your experimental child. The one man knows you. You know that kind of thing. So sometimes that happens too. You know, so we have our gratitude, Bank of God, miracle check. Those are the kind of things you will get when you come for the meeting, the quarterly paid meeting. It's on my vision board with the words written out. And that meeting, I was supposed to be one of the contributing factors there. But the thing I was to do for myself was 15. Anybody can like that? I got a lot of things from that meeting. 15 different things. So you're not coming. I don't know what you're doing. Accelerate through innovation and strategic partnership. Collaboration accelerates innovation by merging diverse expertise and resources. When you collaborate with somebody that has an expertise in an industry and you are doing something else, when you come together, you know they say 2 heads are better than one. You get a better result. It's the same way when you bring your wife to 110 or you bring your husband to 110 and you want to discuss your goals. The result you get will be better than people that are not on the same page. So we have the women's side of thinking, and then we have the men's side of thinking. Men are kind of brushed, going all. Women are more like Let us take their jail, you know. And so that combination of both is really very good. So that is what collaboration does for you. Don't be a one-man band. Partners undertake projects with shared risk and rewards. If he's bringing something and bringing something, we all have something to gain. We all have something to lose. It's not just only on my head. You understand? If he's referring someone to you now, he's getting commission, you're getting more customers, you're getting one extra person that doesn't know about you, and vice versa. Sustain momentum by evaluating and improving, by regularly assessing your progress towards your goals and adjusting your strategies as needed. We need to evaluate. We're not just going to say, we wrote our goals in December. Some of you now, if you ask that December goal that we wrote, that tell me some of the things on it, you cannot say it. You don't know that goals. You did that exercise with Dr. Abi. You kept that book in your bag. What's it up? I write my goals every morning and I leave it last thing at night. Because I want my subconscious mind to work on my goals. We know our mind is in two ways. We have the conscious, which is what everybody is doing here. We're conscious. And then the subconscious, my apologies, sir. And the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is that one that is the most powerful. And your subconscious mind kicks in shortly before you fall asleep at night. But the problem with a lot of people is, shortly before they fall asleep at night, what are they thinking? All the problems of the day. And that is what your mind works on through the night. And that is what you see, more problems. But when you are intentional about what you think about when you want to sleep, you think about your goals, you start feeling happy and grateful in advance. Your subconscious mind works on it through the night. And that is what you see. That is why you are thinking, I want to call someone concerning that person calls you. That subconscious mind is very powerful. Stop thinking of your problems before you sleep. What you focus on grows. Fall asleep being grateful. Fall asleep thinking of your goals. Fall asleep feeling. Feeling is the secret. The reason why a lot of us are not achieving our goals is we're not feeling it. We're not happy yet because we're waiting for it to happen. We don't know that it is happiness that will make it happen. It is happiness that brings success. It's not success that gives happiness. A lot of people say, when I have money, I'll be happy. No, it's the other way around. Do we understand? Okay. We need to constantly ask ourselves, how far with our goals? We're in, which month are we in? March. We're marching on to the end of the year. We're almost there. Before we know it, the year just went by swiftly. And the older you get, the more the years go swiftly. So let us keep asking ourselves periodically how far, by analyzing performances, by getting feedback from our team members and customers, by identifying areas that we need to constantly work on. So the case study we're going to talk about today in scaling is Amazon. I'm sure we all know Amazon. Who doesn't know Amazon here? Let me see your hand if you don't know Amazon. If I see maybe you are living on that block. Do we all know what Amazon is? Do we all? Yes, okay. So Amazon is the fifth largest company in the world with a market cap of $1.05 trillion. It's dollars, not naira. $1 trillion. You know that Jeff Bezos opened Amazon officially in July 1995. 1995 was 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. 30 years ago. In his garage of a rented apartment. All of you that wants to start from the top. Most companies start from below. You knew how the company started. After realizing it, with really veg and no bed and in a completed building. He didn't start from the top. This thing that we are seeing took over 30 years in making. So Amazon is 30 years in making. Now we're talking Amazon, everything is Amazon. It took them 30 years. It started in the garage of his home. When he started, Jeff Bezos, smart guy, he was the biggest online book seller. People were still reading him. In the US and in 45 other countries. So when he started, he didn't start Amazon as what we know now. You can buy everything on Amazon. Everything. He started as a bookshop. So if you have that idea, just implement it. Do something about it and just start. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There's nothing perfect about any moment. He had several losses. We will fail, but we will fail forward. Failure is part of the journey. If you are not failing, you are not doing anything. Because it's not every idea that you have that will work. So don't be afraid to fail. Just learn from your failure and be better for it. Like Albert Einstein, when you tell him that all this failure, 999 experiments, he said, it's 999 ways that I know you will not work. It's not failure. If you did not try one more time, maybe somebody would have done like try, what. That is people that pass, people that win, people that succeed. They are comfortable with failure. Last time I talked about Michael Jordan, 749 passes, and he only scored 147. That is a fail right there, but it's the greatest of all time. It's the GOAT. So if you do not fail all those times, you will not become great. So stop shying away from it. Will not work. It might work now, but it might not work. Then you learn and you move on. There's nothing wrong with that. He now extended beyond books in 1998, after doing it for 3 years. He now saw that this book business will not work. A lot of people are not reading anymore. Let me do something, So he went beyond books in 1998. He did not make profits until late 2001. That's in 1995. That was 6 years later. That is, he did not break even. He did not make any profits for 6 years. And 2003 was the first profitable year. Almost 10 years later, was the first profitable year that he can come out with all his chest and say, I made profits. He journeyed from a small online bookseller to a global giant that we all know now. We all know him now because he didn't give up. 30 years later, I'm sure every household has ordered something from Amazon before. I remember that thing that Dr. Habib says about being a billionaire. He said, if you want to dine with the classes, if you want to be in the league of the billionaires, you cater to the masses. You want to dine with the classes, the trillionaires, the billionaires, you cater to the masses. So you need to start looking at your business and say, how can I cater to the masses? Dangote is the richest man in Nigeria now because everybody is Dangote's customer. Actually, everybody here has bought his products. Even the homeless people, the beggars in Sabo, they are Dangote's customer. Can you imagine? You don't have a house, but you are patronizing someone. Because he would make sure his noodles is the cheapest, his spaghetti is the cheapest, his salt is the cheapest, his sugar is the cheapest. He's catering to the masses, to belong to the classes. I want to ask myself, this business you are doing, are you catering to the masses? And my answer is no. So I start asking myself, so what can you do to cater to the masses? And I've started doing it. It might be a branch out of your business. But for you to get that money you are looking for, you cannot be catering to some special people. This business is for I want to she not you. The poor will always be amongst us. Have you? So we have more people that don't have, that we spend because they don't have a budget. They don't have financial literacy. They don't impulse buying. Most people in the world are like that. It's only few people that are listening to what we are listening to, and we are making up our mind and we need to improve and be better. So that brings us to the end of our seminar today. Before we start, the most important thing in scaling is to have a clear vision and to communicate it effectively. You remember what I said about communication? Communicate effectively. Thank you very much. God bless you. You know what I keep saying? A lot of things that I said is not on the slide. Did you notice?
Yes.
So some people say, I'll get the slides. It's not the same. The energy in the room is palpable. You can feel it. Sometimes you say something, you know they're talking to you. I did that you have goosebumps. Because you know that word is meant for you. You can't get that in me. It's okay, that YouTube will watch it if you cannot make it. Don't think of it as an alternative. Don't look you're out of the country, you can't make it, then you can go and do YouTube. But if you want to get the benefit of what we're doing here, sacrifice that 2 hours a month. I keep saying it. 2 hours a month times 12 is 24 hours. That is only 1 day in a year for yourself. Is it too much to ask for? If we love ourselves, should we not be giving more than a whole day in a year to learn something that will make us better? So please, and don't come alone. Like Mr. Sulaiman said, pay forward. There's some people that are hungry for what we have to give. And they don't know where to go. There are people around you that can be blessed by this seminar. Pay it forward. Bring them along. Do you have when you are coming, pick up a person or two that is along your route. Help us to help Nigeria. Help us to change our mindset about Nigeria. You know the problem we have most in Nigeria is our mindset. That's the biggest problem. And if you don't have a change of mindset, you are not developing, you can't grow. Do we understand? Do we have any questions today? Do we have any questions? Man.
Good morning, Moss.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. But this is my question for as a staff. Okay, I'm a product manager, so I've been working with startups generally. Yeah. This is my question. When do you get as a startup, you don't have much fun. So when do you get the fun to scale? And then when do you actually even start thinking of scaling? Because as I said, the process of scaling involves you probably want to use more robust systems because you are now planning, you are trying to cater for more customers, you are trying to remove adoption bottlenecks. And this process, I mean, the bottlenecks are there for a reason. There are problems that you are trying to solve, but you have not been able to solve this problem initially because you probably don't have the funds or you don't have the talent yet to be able to remove these bottlenecks. So, how do you, at what point Just choose to just like focus on profitability? Do you just at what point do you actually start? Should we focus on the
Can we do another one? His question is, as a startup, where do you get funds to scale? And at what point do you start to scale? Can you say he's young? Can you see that boy that asked the question is young? Dr. Abid will tell us. He started with what he had, where he is, and then grew and saved. Start with what you have, where you are. You want to sell Indomie, have you? I don't know how much the box of Indomie is because I don't eat it. Can somebody tell me how much it is? I'm sorry? A carton, yes. 11.5. But you want to be a distributor for Indomie. But a carton is 11.5 and you have 50,000 naira. Buy 4 now. Buy 4. Make profit. Put it back. Go back and buy 7. Make profit. Put it back. Go back and buy 10. If you continuously do that, and while you're doing that, remember to save. It is not all your money that you put back in the business. You start to do a sinking fund. If you start to do a sinking fund the minute you start your business, you will not be looking for funds. Because the problem is not resources, it is resourcefulness. We want elevator. There's no elevator to success. We take the step one at a time. There might be an elevator to the 4th floor for academic suites, but to become rich and be a millionaire, na step you go take one at a time. Farabalẹ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká kánjú lábẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n. Yorùbá. Start small and then go big. Dr. Abid started in an uncompleted building with a wooden bench. And he saved for 7 years without touching it. And when he saved for 7 years without touching it, he used it to build his first hospital that was 3 floors. How many of you can save for 7 days? Not to talk of 7 months. Not to talk of 7 years without touching it. What we need is the discipline first. The financial discipline is the backbone of any business. A lot of businesses are using the business money to do personal things. You are robbing your business. You are a thief in your business. That is why your business is not growing. Your business is lost. Because you are using the funds for what you shouldn't use it for. And you don't have money set aside. I can remember clearly, he said when he started his business, he said the first week, every money they earn the first week is for savings. And that savings is one way. It's one way. There's not the savings that does not have app, that does not have card, that does not have anything. It's one way. It's just going one way. The second one, I think he said for buying medicals. The second week. The third one was for paying salary, and the fourth one was for renovation. How many of us have that kind of budget in our business? That we know that this money we make, it might not be weekly, it could be monthly. It could be you sit down at the end of the month and say, okay, this percentage, that's analysis that Dr. Abid gave us. That means that he was saving 25% of his money from the beginning. Because if we have 4 weeks in a month, and 1 week is for savings, 1 week is for buying medicine, 1 week is for salary, and 1 week is for renovation. That means from the very beginning, he was only 25% for his sinking fund. And it was after 7 years. 7 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of really joy that he was able to say, I want to build. My darling, not conjure. Start saving. It is your saving that will come and save you. If you not saved, you are not safe. Everything, even it's not just only you that is not safe. Everybody that is attached to you, your dog, you, your wife, your children, everybody that is attached to you is not safe. Because you're not taking care of the future. And the future will come. When you go something fantastic, okay. About 2057, Omade. So what are we doing in preparation for that future? Let me give you put something in addition to what he said. Thank you. Oh yeah, let me leave.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's do it together. I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I feel happy.
I feel happy.
I'm grateful.
I am grateful.
I feel grateful.
I feel grateful.
We agree that this year our motto will be the attitude
Of
of
gratitude.
gratitude.
Very sad.
Feeling good
All the time.
is our priority.
Part of our core values in us.
Let me begin by saying I apologize for making you come to administer me. Even those who are not present from here. By the time we realized that we needed, and the matter is of 2 days ago that we realized that where we people sit in the seminar, where are we going to host the seminar? We didn't know all the way from.
I didn't do the
Then
last
we
slide.
moved in Baké, we